Welcome back to Pathfinder Wrath of the Righteous. We are done with the shield maze, so next stop should be outside. And the armor I mentioned at the end of the last episode, I had picked it up, so I think I got all the loot that we wanted from down here. Well, we can take the breastplate, but I don't want double of that. So, bye, shield maze.
While the survivors wander the dungeons, the battle on the surface rages on. The warriors of Canabris are trying to defend the wardstone, but their strength is flagging. Their resistance is valiant, yet it will all be in vain if no one rises up to turn the tide.
The surface, finally. I missed the fresh air so much. Hello, surface world. Here I come. Aren't you happy to see me again?
I'll go ahead.
I can hear the sounds of battle from above. Out of the pan and into the fire.
I know the way.
I think that was it down here. The half-orc before you, wearing armor adorned with Iomede's golden swords, is clearly exhausted. She obviously hasn't gotten much sleep over the last few days. There is soot on her face and fresh blood on her sword. Her hazel eyes are hard and focused, and her firm voice sounds accustomed to giving orders. She sizes you up, surprised, judging whether you are friend or foe, and opens her mouth to ask you something, but freezes when she spots Anivia.
By the goddess, Nevi, I'd almost lost all hope.
Everything's fine, Beth. I'm here. This here's a new friend. He rounded up those of us who survived the fall and led us up to the surface. Without him, we'd never have made it out. Let me introduce you to my wife, Irabeth Tirabade, head of the Eagle Watch.
Until the army arrives, I'm the temporary warden of Canabris. And you're just in time. As you can see, we're in the middle of a battle. And thank you for getting Anivia out of there.
It's just not me who's saying Anivia and Anivia across one another, because the different voice actors obviously haven't gotten the official pronunciation. Where are we?
The Grey Garrison. Until recently, it served as barracks for the crusaders, but it's now been taken over by cultists.
We met some mongrels who live beneath Canabris. This is land.
Most people in Canabris think that the children of the first crusaders are simply a legend. Other people say that the day you emerge on the surface heralds the start of the end of the world. I'm not superstitious, but the situation is apocalyptic, all right. Having a living legend on our side can't hurt.
Come on, living legend? A walking folktale, maybe? I just need to make sure I don't turn into a running joke.
I have important information about the location of a cultist den.
Very good. Report to me in full when we get back to the Defender's Heart. It's our temporary headquarters. Right now, the most dangerous cultists are here. The ones occupying the Grey Garrison.
What is the target of this battle?
When the demons attacked the city, their main target was the wardstone. I trust I don't have to explain to you what the wardstone is and how important it is to the crusaders. We must retake it at any cost, or the fall of Canabris will be the beginning of the end of the crusades, and with them, the rest of the world.
Well, someone might need that explanation.
I see that you had a difficult journey to the surface. You need to rest. But there's a lot riding on this battle. I have no right to command you, but I'm asking you to help us.
Tell me about the wardstone. Why is it so important?
The wardstones are a gift of Iomedae. Created personally by her herald, a mighty angel, and a general of the celestial armies. The wardstones keep the Worldwound from expanding. They stand along the border of the territory controlled by the demons, creating a barrier to keep them inside. The Canabras obelisk was the first to be placed. It is the key to the whole barrier. We cannot leave it in the hands of those monsters from the abyss.
What is the situation in the city?
The city's gone. Most of the defenders, including the dragon Terendelev, fell in the first few hours. The civilians either fled or died in the chaos. The place is overrun with cultists and demons.
Don't talk like that. Canabras hasn't fallen. Not while it still has defenders like you and me.
Sweet words don't change the grim truth.
No, she's right. Thank you, Knight. Until we no longer have the strength to hold a weapon, until Iomedae abandons us, we will fight for Canabras.
How did the wardstone end up in the Grey Garrison?
The demons have long laid siege to Canabras, but this time, their lord Dascari appeared in the flesh. He ripped the wardstone from the ground and hurled it halfway across the city to here. I thought the stone was destroyed, but it seems all is not lost, yet. Dascari has gone, but the wardstone is surrounded by a horde of those creatures. What are they going to do to it? Nothing good, that's for certain.
But how did he do that? He's a demon! The wardstone should have burned his filthy hide!
It should have. But what happened, happened. We don't know why.
Let's not waste any time then. To battle.
That's the spirit. You, take a Navia to the rear. The rest of you with me.
You hear labored breathing interspersed with disgruntled muttering. Orgus is holding his rapier hilt in a white-knuckled grip. A bead of sweat trickles down from his temple.
Lord Horgus Worm, forgive me. I did not realize we had civilians among us. My people will escort you somewhere safe. To the extent that anywhere in Canabras can be said to be safe right now.
That's right. Fighting spirit is the one thing that we've got plenty of. Actual fighting power, that's not so great. Fighting know-how, even worse. But fighting spirit, at least we're rich in that.
I love Lamb.
For Iomedae! For the Queen! Kill the beast!
So they can go and look around. We'll start collecting things. Yes, I want that option enabled. So there are more in there. There's also more here, apparently.
Make every strike count.
I doubt I can charge anything. We're also flat-footed, so... that works.
You are today's sacrifice!
Do a 5-foot step.
This will hurt.
The other sharpshooter. Good. That was an effective attack of opportunity.
No glory without risk!
Nay, indeed.
The light, take you!
Should be it. Let's do the looting. Now we're overloaded. Let's see, we don't need 10 leather armors. They're worth nothing. Scale mails. I don't think we need those either. Chain shirts, those can be decent in regards to the value. Breastplates, let's drop those. And these are also not really that valuable. I do have that glaive. It's not the weapon that I would prefer for Caledon. But I need armor on him. And I don't really have armor until I have mage armor. Should become level 3 at the end of this area, which will help us get the mage armor. For now, I think we'll just go with... we can change to... And again, having that extra plus, let's go with the composite longbow actually. You can use radiance. You have a lot of crap here. Wait. These aren't worth much. Lails are rather heavy and not very useful. These are really heavy, but they are also valuable, so we'll keep those. Masterwork stuff is nice because of the value. Okay, that helps a bit with our inventory.
I am helpful,
Oh.
am I not?
Nice. I expected to have to reload there. Okay, so what's the deal with this door and this rune here? Sealed with magic.
No reason to pause.
Follow my lead.
If I don't recall entirely wrong, I think these automated ones will go that way. Hey, I know you, so you're one of these cultists. How's it going, pal? Want to join? Your lot will all be dead soon, but we'll be alive. I can't. Come on, leave these losers. The crusades are over. Soon the demons will rule the whole world. Here goes nothing. All hail Baphomet. Cowardly traitor, I swear on the sword of Iomade. Something, something. You will answer for your betrayal. Yeah, right. There's a wizard down here as well. Badly injured. I don't think I can use one of these now. No.
Go for their hearts! I'll cut you wide open.
You won't survive.
What I can do is this.
Into the fray!
Yeah, cultist, and a dretch.
The spirits demand your blood!
Sure is a lot of them.
Endure this!
A calculated risk.
You guys just lie there. I'm perfectly happy with that.
Guide my blade!
You are today's sacrifice!
Make every strike count.
This should do it.
Let's go take out that wizard.
Did I mess up again? The light take you!
Let's do a 5-foot step.
Go for their hearts!
You fought the wrong monster.
Let's try this way.
This is going splendidly. That grease spell really helped. Now, I don't want to move into the grease because it's probably gonna fall down.
I'll cut you wide open!
You won't survive me.
This will hurt.
Let's
Ready for anything.
dismiss the grease. And I guess we'll have to be a little bit more selective about what we pick up. Won't bulge. The stairs are severely damaged. This way is impassable.
As it should be.
Probably goes for this door as well. This door is locked by some unusual or magical means. There is no lock to be seen. Now, I'm not sure if I want to have her mounted. Does that give her in terms of armor class 22? She still has mage armor on. Lasted a long while. But at this point I kind of feel that the mount is
A bright future awaits us.
better as a separate character. Let's check that door real quick. I'm pretty sure it's, yeah, sorry, it's locked from the other side.
What's this? Do we have guests? Just in time. The place is a bit of a mess, and I haven't even poured the blood into the goblets yet. Why don't you... Oh! What an unexpected surprise! Staunton, my little sweetheart. Long time no see. I've missed you so much. Have you missed me? Admit it. You missed me terribly.
Minagho. You again, you wench!
Minagho, the one who... Be careful. She's one of the deadliest creatures in the whole demon horde. She was once responsible for a massacre in Canabris. She must be back to finish what she started.
Staunton, do you know this demon?
Does he know me? Staunton, darling. Tell them all how close we were.
That wench? She's the one who led me astray. She's the reason my life has gone to the abyss. She's the reason why Garrison fell.
Oh my, like butter wouldn't melt. What I remember is how eagerly you would run to our trysts, how you begged to see me again, how you promised you'd do anything I asked. By your own free will, you said this. And now you claim that Dresden fell because of me. No, no, my dear. That was entirely your own doing.
I'll beat your lying lips into your filthy throat!
Now, Staunton, don't say things like that. Not about these lips, the ones you kissed so sweetly. Staunton, dearest, don't you love me anymore? Remember how good we were together? I was so hoping that we could patch things up.
I'll kill you!
Those guys have a past.
Endure this!
Not sure if I can reach them without going into the grease. The grease is an actual circle, which is not reflected of the pattern on the ground. Let's do a 5 feet step first, and then...
The spirits demand your blood.
Oot. Same with Caledon.
A calculated risk.
Excellent. Wizard eliminated.
Make every strike count.
Into the fray!
I'm wounded.
Ooh, that was a nasty hit.
You are today's sacrifice.
I think I'll use a potion.
This should do it.
You've crossed the wrong mongrel.
That'll put me into the grease.
The Inheritor, guide my blade!
Go for their hearts!
Let's dismiss it now.
You won't survive me.
Do some minor looting here. Then let's do a save here because...
Thanks, Len.
yeah. Behold the wardstone. As soon as you step into the chamber, your vision seems to darken and your knees buckle. You struggle to keep your balance. The air in here is laden with the power coming from the stone. Suddenly, your head is filled with voices, screaming, whispering, cackling, threatening, voices pleading for help, shrieking curses and taunts. You blink, and the illusion passes.
Congratulations. You made it all the way here. This is it. Your precious wardstone. Well, what are you planning to do now, I could kill you where you stand, but wouldn't it be nice if you could die in battle like heroes? No. I want you to die in despair, scrabbling around like rats in the blighted ruins of your city, blind and broken, your flesh scabbed and seeping, and every moment knowing precisely what was done to you.
This is a good spot to point out the difference between the alignments. Evil isn't just evil. Like, demons are chaotic evil, so they just relish in mayhem, destruction, and general pain, suffering, and so forth. Whereas a devil would be lawful evil, which means that they do adhere to certain laws, and they are very strict about those laws. And the same would be for Caledon. So while evil, he would also still be very adherent to laws. So in this specific, as a lich, the way that I want to play him, it's going to be very law adherent, with very little tolerance and forgiveness, I should say, but yeah.
Sounds terrifying. Except that's how we've been living for generations.
Trust land to come with a good whip.
There isn't a soul that can resist the temptations of the abyss. Even a stone can be joking. Your precious wardstone, weakened from the injury inflicted by Discari, has almost succumbed to my charms. Soon the whole barrier around the Worldwound, the gift of your useless goddess, will be a weapon of the abyss. Just a little more and boom. Every city with one of these eyesores stuck in the middle of it, from Canabras to Nerosian, will turn into smoking craters, and all the mortals into red sludge beneath our hooves. So you have a choice. Especially you, my pet. Kiss me on my dainty hoof. Pledge your loyalty to Baphomet. And when the world falls, its ruins shall be yours.
What are you doing to the stone?
Well, quite what am I doing to it? Probably the same thing I did to many of your comrades. Sweetly and tenderly persuading it to abandon the mortals and join our side.
Prepare to fight to the death, demon! We won't let that happen.
You feel a sudden rush of wild rage, and with it comes a feeling of monstrous, unbridled, destructive power. It is like the power you felt in the shield maze when you were confronting Savamalek, but now it feels more fully fledged, more conscious. Who are you?
You've already forgotten me. You mortals have awfully short memories, even shorter than your little lives. Staunton, sweetums. Don't you want to introduce me to your friends properly? No? Well, I'd better do it myself. I am Minagho, Lily-2 and faithful servant of Baphomet, and leader of his armies. The city is mine now. I'm just starting to settle in, get things just how I like them. But once I'm finished, I promise you, the results will be simply to die for.
And it was such a charming little place until you sullied it with your presence. It had such lovely boulevards, quiet and shaded. You took those away from me, and I shan't forgive you for that.
And, as I kind of spoiled the fact that Camellia is chaotic evil earlier, in one of the previous episodes, she's a good example of how you can also be the same alignment, but your goals do not align at all with someone of that alignment. So the 9 alignments in Pathfinder and Dungeons & Dragons, they're a bit restrictive in terms of actually describing a character's true personality.
They've done much worse things than spoil the promenades. All the people they've killed.
But Sila gives a good example of how someone who is lawful good would regard it in comparison there.
Yes, of course, you're right. I grieve for the common folk as well.
You feel righteous fury swell within you. How dare this demon besmirch the ground of this beautiful world with her hooves, a world created by the gods and cultivated by mortals. And these cultists, how dare they betray all that is sacred in this world and join the forces of the foulest evil? Can they repent and redeem themselves, or have they followed the path of evil past the point of no return? The wardstone seems to sense your thoughts. The chamber grows slightly brighter. Let's do this one. Your victory celebrations are a little premature, demon. Echoing the holy flame erupting from your hand, the light also gets brighter and brighter until it floods the chamber. You hear the voices again, stronger now. They repeat your words like a choir of angels.
Hey, no eyes! Didn't you tell us that heaven had turned its back on us and no one would come to our aid?
Don't listen to her. The fiend wants us to lose all hope. She won't succeed.
I'm done with this shit! I only followed this hoofed menace because I thought the Crusaders had it, and there was no other way to protect my family. But now I see that there is hope. I won't bow before these heinous idols ever again. If they kill me, at least I'll die a decent death.
Yes!
Return to our side, friends! Have courage! We will welcome you back, and heaven never abandoned you, no matter what this deceiver told you.
Turncoat, I'll cut out your heart.
We'll see how tough you really are. We let you frighten us once, but it won't happen again.
Yet another obstacle.
This fight is basically unwinnable.
I'll cut you wide open.
Endure this!
Let's try this way.
Make every strike count.
The spirits demand your blood.
No glory without
As you can see, I cannot hit her.
How it feels.
This will hurt.
You brought the wrong mongrel.
the light. Take you.
I can turn off turn-based now.
Calculated risk.
Into the fray. This'll leave a bruise. I'll just sit here. Don't worry about me.
Calm down. Not dead yet.
I'm tired of playing around now. You want to know what will happen when I'm done with the wardstone? Here's a little demonstration.
The demoness whispers a spell and a wave of darkness seeps through the chamber. Your companions wince in pain, but it is nothing compared to what you feel. Thousands of voices once again burst into your mind, drowning you in their moans, screams and sobs. Pain rocks through your skull. Now this one is sensible from me. You will pay for this, demon scum. You will pay dearly.
Powerless rage. I love it. Threaten me more.
The roar of voices blends into an unbearable wall of screaming. Your vision goes dark.
Praise Iomade, you woke up. Healing your wounds was easy, but you were unconscious for so long I was starting to worry we'd lost you.
What happened?
We couldn't stand up to the demoness. Her spells were too strong. It's all right. We'll handle it somehow. You blacked out, but Staunton and I managed to get you here to the Defender's Heart. It used to be a tavern, but now it's our headquarters. We're gathering our forces here, and we're preparing to strike back.
What is the situation in the city?
Bad, but not hopeless. We're constantly getting news, and new sources of resistance keep springing up in the districts where everyone seemed to be dead. The survivors are gathering here. You should see them. Their faces, their eyes burning with determination. The city is destroyed, but our resistance is not broken. We will keep fighting.
Tell me about the wardstone. Why is it so important?
The wardstones are a gift of Iomade. Created personally by her herald, a mighty angel, and a general of the celestial armies. The wardstones keep the world wound from expanding. They stand along the border of the territory controlled by the demons, creating a barrier to keep them inside. The Canabris obelisk was the first to be placed. It is the key to the whole barrier. We cannot leave it in the hands of those monsters from the abyss.
What do you plan to do next?
You heard what the demon said. They're going to desecrate the wardstone and blow up the whole barrier around the Worldwound. That would be an even worse disaster than the Worldwound's expansion before the Second Crusade. Not only Canabris, but every city with a wardstone will be destroyed, including the capital. We can't allow that no matter what. We will retake it, even destroy it if we must. Iomede's gift must not become a weapon of the abyss.
Can I help you in any way?
First of all, we need to decide what to do with the stone once we get it. What I'm about to say is classified. A traveler came to the city recently. A blind elf calling himself the Storyteller. He insisted he be allowed to examine the wardstone, and he raised the alarm when his study was finished. Even before the demon attack, he had found some damage or flaw in the stone. Prelate Hulrune dismissed his words as nonsense, borderline blasphemy. But between you and me, the prelate's opinion isn't worth much. I think the Storyteller knew what he was talking about. We could use his advice right now, if only we knew where he was. I remember the Storyteller spent a lot of time talking to Staunton, a dwarf from my unit. You saw him during the demon attack. The elf asked him about the history of the Crusades. Maybe the Storyteller told Staunton something about where we could find him if anything happened. There's another problem. After the attack, the demons began to gather their forces at the Grey Garrison. It'll be even harder to take them with a head-on assault. But I once heard soldiers talking about a secret entrance to the garrison. Trouble is, I have no idea where to look for it. While you explore the city, please keep your eyes open, in case you find something we can use. And one last thing. The Eagle Watch has lost a lot of soldiers recently. Some were killed, but others simply haven't been seen since the attack. In the chaos that is now Canabris, it's next to impossible to confirm anything for sure. One of the missing fighters is Janna Aldori, a new recruit in the Watch. She got along well with Sela, and she often went drinking with her. I honestly thought Sela and Janna had died together. But now Sela's returned with you, and there's no sign of Janna. If you learn anything of her whereabouts when you're out in the city, please report back.
I found a cultist dispatched in the dungeons. It seems they are holed up in the Tower of Estrad.
Demons have been filling Canabris with their spies and infiltrators for a long time. Unfortunately, I don't have enough people to attack the place right now, at least not blindly. I'd be grateful if you snuck in there and scouted out the situation. But just scouting. Don't be a hero.
Everything is clear.
May the goddess help you. We're still fighting, which means that Canabris still hasn't fallen. If you come across any groups in the city that can fight, send them here to the Defender's Heart. We'll need every fighter we can muster for the final assault. Yes, one more thing. If you're in the area, check out this address. It's our house. Mine and Inevia's. Well, it was our house. If the building is still standing, open the hidden compartment in the kitchen. It's filled with supplies for a rainy day. You can take whatever you find. You have more need of it.
Right. So, this is a good place to end this episode, I think. The next episode will probably be kind of half an episode, because I intend to go and talk with everyone in here, which means that there will be a lot of talking and very little action. So I'll dub that episode 5.5 or something like that. Probably do that with episodes where I talk more than I actually play. But I know that many people are interested in the storyline, and again, as I mentioned in the first episode, I'm recording this before episode 1 is actually released on the channel, so I'm going to go with my original plan until I get some differing views on that. But for now, if you have any questions and or comments, then please do feel free to leave those in the comment section, and thank you so much for joining me. See you all in the next episode.